Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to edit through almost any build with one simple bind. Now there's actually 3 ways to do this. The first way is the easiest, but it's only on controller. The second way is possible on keyboard and mouse, but it's pretty hard to get the timing down. And the third way is just something else I thought I'd add in. Now as far as I know, these are all found by me. And I know there's going to be a lot of people raging in the comments that they do this all the time, but I'll get more into that in just a second. So I told a good friend of mine, EJ, about this move over a month back. And since then he's come up with some insane shit, which is why everyone wants to know how to do it. If you haven't subscribed to him yet, he's definitely one of the best creative warriors out there on controller. He's currently blowing up right now. In fact, he just joined Team Parallel alongside me about a week ago. I've been seeing a lot of comments on my YouTube videos about the Parallel logo, and people are like, oh my god, you're in Parallel. Yes, I am. It got announced on Twitter over a week ago. But if you do want to stay up to date with me, here are my socials, and let's get into it. So when I showed EJ this move over a month ago, he started playing around with it, came up with some crazy clips. Just watch this. And I'm only going to say this once, this move is not as practical as it is just going for fancy clips. I do upload a lot of high ground retake videos that are practical, but this move is solely about impressing people, and that's exactly what EJ achieved in these clips. So as you can see in that first clip, EJ actually goes into a double ramp and places a double cone, and then uses the Flea edit to edit those back 2 squares on the pyramid to set himself up for some like crazy shit. So in this second clip, he actually uses method 3, which I'll be showing you later on in the video, which is also another effective method to do these crazy edits. And then later on in the clip, he goes back to using method 1 to trap his opponent in the Dorito. And once again in this clip, he uses method 1 again to edit through his ramp. So that's what it looks like. All you're doing is basically editing through your builds. So the first method, all you want to do is add one simple bind to your controller layer. And that bind is switch mode / edit. And what this allows you to do is that when you pull out a build and press that edit bind, it disregards every edit in front of it and edits the piece you're holding. This is a very old bind that was introduced when the game first came out. And it used to happen as a glitch where you'd want to edit your ramp or something, and it would edit the wall instead. But back in season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, everyone just found this annoying and it wasn't put to good use. And as soon as Insta edits came out, this bind was forgotten and everyone jumped on the new edit bind, which looks like this. And what this new bind allows you to do is edit what you're looking at and not what piece you're holding when you're in your build menu. So binding that old edit bind allows you to use that old game mechanic, which in 1v1s and scrims is kind of broken. Now EJ and I call this the Flea edit only because I'm the one who found out about double binding edit, because I was actually using this 6 months ago back in January. Now the Flea edit, or whatever you want to call it, isn't using the switch mode / edit bind. The meta is using both switch mode / edit and normal edit bind. So for me playing double claw, that's right D-pad edit and up D-pad is my Flea edit. Now I know a lot of you bots play on default build or pro or just use this single bind, and you can say, well, I already do this, but what you're actually doing is only using that one bind. You're not using both. The Flea edit meta is being able to use both binds, so both Insta edits and Flea edits. And I'm sure there are some sweats watching that want to bring this meta to scrims, and you can in fact use this edit to edit through other people's builds if you do learn the mechanics of the edit. And I know this has been in the game for 9 seasons, but soon after this video, I can almost guarantee this being patched, so get some cool clips with it while you can. Before I get into the second method on how to Flea edit, let me just show you how the mechanics work. So to wrap your head around this as quick as possible, whatever you can place a build through, you can edit through. whatever you can place a build through, you can edit through. So let me just show you what I mean. So if I place a ramp and I can place a flat through that ramp, I can edit that flat. If I can place a wall through that ramp, I can edit that wall. Now if I flip my ramp, if I can place a flat through my ramp, I can edit that flat. If I can place a cone through it, I can edit through it. Does that make sense? Keep in mind, I'm using the switch mode edit bind to do these edits, not my normal edit bind. So if I get into a double ramp and place those two cones, I can edit that back cone. Now these builds you can edit through, it doesn't matter if it's your ramp or your enemy's ramp. If this is your enemy's ramp and you've placed a cone, you can actually edit through their ramp. So it doesn't matter whose builds you're editing through, whether it's yours or your opponent's, you can edit through it. And that's why I think it's going to be patched. Now another thing I discovered the other day is that if you edit a window and then place a wall, as you can see, if I'm just normal editing, I can't edit that back wall. But as you can see, it's highlighted, which means if I use my Flea edit, I can reach it, which is kind of interesting. So that opens up some room for discovery. I feel like someone will figure out how to use this in a different way. As long as the build is highlighted, you can edit it, which is kind of interesting. So just keep that in mind. If you do end up using this edit, make sure to tweet me at FleaYT. I'm keen to see what you guys can come up with. Obviously this video isn't showing you all the metas and all the edits you can do with it. I'm just explaining how to do it. Now for method 2, I also discovered this one myself accidentally, but if you have seen anyone use this in a 1v1 or in any clips before this video, do be sure to let me know. But basically what method 2 is as soon as you place something down, you edit it at the same time, and you'll be able to do the exact same thing. So it's not as effective because with the Flea edit, you can actually edit it whenever you want. But with this edit, as soon as you place something down, you can actually edit it like that. So if I place a wall and edit it at the same time, sometimes it does edit your preset like this. So it's not that effective, but if you get the timing down, you can get it every time. So that's method number 2, editing at the same time as you're placing it. And it works quite effectively. Let me know if you come up with anything with this. And the third method is just something a little extra I thought I'd add in. So some of you may know that if you look away from the build, you can actually edit it. So as you can see, I can edit that wall if I look just above it. If I look too far up, I'm gonna be editing the preset. But if I actually get rid of this wall, if I'm looking away from the build, I'm not looking at a preset and the wall is highlighted, I can edit it. So I'm just using my normal edit bind for this, and it works just as well. So you can do this for a few of the edits. It's what EJ used in this clip. So he actually placed a floor and a cone and then placed that ramp, cones that, and then away from the cone, and then you can just use your normal edit bind. And as you can see, I'm actually editing that cone up there. So I can edit that cone however I want. And Hal actually used this recently in one of his videos. So that's it for this video. It was just a quick one on this little edit everyone's been asking me about. Would love to see what you guys do with this, especially in scrims, because I haven't seen it been done there yet. Zality, try not to steal this one, little bro. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.
Wanna stay away, trying to drown my feelings, can't think straight. I smile, but you know it's fake. And time to time, you come to mind. Everybody needs a ride or die. Some saying that they'd rather die. Keep thinking about what we could've had, what we should've had, but you ruined that. Thought it was real when you said you loved me. I should've known that something was fun.